Hey, it is Jen Gleason Blue of The Resilient Body, and I want to bring you a little love to your inner thighs. So we're going to look at kind of the movement of the pelvis in relationship to your femurs, in particular, what's happening in the adductors, right? Here. So you're going to come to stand and widen your legs pretty wide. So this is obviously way wider than pelvis width or shoulder width. You can play around with this with your feet straight, and I actually suggest you play around with it in lots of ways. I'm going to go ahead with my feet angled out. Standing here, can your quadriceps be relaxed? So are your kneecaps down, or are your quads tense, your kneecaps lifted? See if you can relax everything and allow the kneecaps to drop toward the ground, toward your ankles. If that's not happening, that's okay too. Right? So now we're going to shift our hips. So we're going to be doing sort of a variation of this for just a couple of minutes here. It was a little wider than I want it to be. So here, one side of my pelvis comes up and then goes down. This is not a twisting, rotational movement. So we're just kind of hanging out at this starting place. If there was a wall behind me, both sides of my bum would be sliding along it. They wouldn't be losing contact as I came this way. It wouldn't be one side comes away and then the other side comes away. So we're maintaining a certain amount of evenness here. So now go ahead and begin to hinge forward. We're doing the same movement. You might want to slow it down a little. Oh, my quads they tensed up, so I relaxed them. If you'd like, you can hold onto a chair, a stool, a foam roller, a stack of books, whatever. You don't need to be supporting your, you don't need your legs to be supporting the whole of your torso here, right? If you want to come into a full forward fold as you explore this movement, feel free. Otherwise, begin to bend one knee and then shift the other way. We're going to go pretty deep into knee flexion here. If you don't have that available, then I really suggest you hold on to something and play around with this movement here. So as you slide from one side to the next, and I'm going to come down, right? You can feel all this stuff happening, and this length being required, being asked for. So notice, and of course it's required as you press off, right? As you come in, you're going to feel this engage, and then it goes the other way. So notice what happens to your hips and where they are. So as they travel from one side to the other, here mine are making a big rainbow, right? Going up and down. See about keeping your hips as close to the ground as possible. Here, my hips are not much lower, but they are lower. They're closer than they were a minute ago. And go ahead and do the movement in this way. Seeing how much your legs can do the work, using the arms maybe a little bit more for stability, or if there's too much, if it's too loaded, right, for the low back, then you can take some of the weight out. All right, so that is it. Just a really simple, progressive exploration of the kind of pelvic mobility, and also how that really relates with what's happening in the tension in the inner thigh, a part of us that in our tendency towards sedentary life gets way underused, and also as it relates to the rotation of the femur. So those of you, that's why I mentioned the playing around with the feet in and the feet out, that you're going to be putting your leg in a new position. It's going to require new experiences for those inner thigh muscles. Enjoy, and I will catch you next time.